Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hansa News. Today's topic is internal communication. Firstly, we want to define what is internal communication. Internal communication refers to the exchange of information between the management and the internal public groups of an organization. The internal public are often the employees. Internal communication is always a two-way process, so the main emphasis is on the management and employees relationship. IC has been defined the planned use of communication actions to systematically influence the knowledge, attitudes, and behaviors of current employees. So now we want to take a closer look at the factors that affect and influence the organization.
One of the factors influencing strategic internal communication is politics. For example, new legislation, government policy, national and international politics are influencing an organization. The third factor influencing an organization is the social factor. Social and cultural environment determine which markets are likely to emerge. Another factor that is influencing an organization is the economy. For example, world trade agreements and laws of supply and demand. The last factor is the factor of technology. It changes the nature of work and jobs.
Take a closer look at the organizational cultures. Each organization has its own culture. There are 4 different stereotypes defined of the cultures. We want to start with the power culture. Power culture is, as it says, the power is defined by the power between the manager and his employees. Going on with the personal culture, there is equality between the persons and employees. Looking at the role culture, it is that the people has to fit in a certain role, and is mostly governed by procedures and rules. So we can say rules define the role culture. Different organizations have also a different style of leadership. Let's just go and take a look at it. Take a look at the first style.
I want you to make a report. Instructions are in here. Do this.
Go and take a look at the second step.
I want you to make a report for me because I need the numbers for tomorrow. There's an important meeting. So can you make the deadline for tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. At the third style.
Hila, do you have time for me?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's an important task to do, and I want to know what your opinion is about this.
Okay.
Shall we discuss about it for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's another management style. Let's take a look at this one.
Hila, do you have a second time for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because for tomorrow there's an important assignment to be done. And I need some help because I was wondering, how would you write this report?
Well, first of all, I just make a plan.
But not least, let's take a look at this one.
Hila, do you have a second time for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's an important task to be done, and I was wondering, how do you think we can do this together?
Well, first.
Information flows around organizations whether or not they try to control it. In a typical hierarchical organization with the management on the top of the pyramid, communication flows downwards in the form of instruction and information, and there may be an upward flow through suggestion schemes or some other form of feedback to the management. Each working group has its own communication system. People who work in the same office or in the same part of the factory communicate between themselves. Group communicates with group both at the same level and across the hierarchy. In addition to these information routes, which may be formalized within the organization, there are plenty of informal communication between individuals who happen to be friends or relatives or other members of staff. The grapevine, which flourishes in every organization, ensures that information, accurate or not, reaches every outpost.
Informal communication is commonly called the grapevine as it runs like a vine in different directions. Let's take a look at one example. Informal communication is not controlled by management. It is perceived by most employees as more reliable. It is largely used to serve the self-interest of the people that participate.
I heard rumors about the fact that they want to fire people. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard about that. Was there a solution for that?
Yeah, I was so surprised because I'm so worried that I'm going to lose my job.
Besides the informal communication, we also have the formal communication. This is a fixed communication structure, and we can take a look at it on this team meeting.
Thank you for coming today. Today I want to inform you about our new project, and I've written the topics we are going to discuss today here on the board. Yeah. First, there's an introduction, then I will explain you some goals and the process, how we are going to do this. And at the end, I will show the final results. And if you have questions, you can ask them at the end. Yeah?
Different channels in internal communication. Today, we show you some of these. This is Fabienne, a student of the Hansa University. She will now show you some of these channels.
Hello, Fabienne. Hi, I'm a student of the Hansa, and we have several different channels of our internal communication. One is our intranet, the main Hansa. Every student has a different number, and we can all log into it. So we get many different information. We have Blackboard, for example. We have our grades and our homework assignments on there. We have the DigiRooster, where we can take a look at our timetable. We have Progress, where we can look at our grades and stuff. And like this, we always keep up to date with the newest information the Hansa provides us.
Anna's going to show us what other communication channels the university use in internal communication.
Our university, the Hansa University, also offers us a magazine. I think it appears weekly, and it has very different information on old students, what they achieved, on teachers, what curricular activities you can do, and what else you can learn about the Hansa. So everything you need is in here. And furthermore, we also have this screen, and you can always see which computers are available, and it shows different information as to where you can find the video room that's available, and it really helps you out. And
so thank you, Fabienne, for showing us around the university. Of course, there are other channels as well, like the most commonly is the email, of course. There you can send newsletters, for example, but there are also other ones. Maybe some companies use screens and have their own TV channels, but these are all different channels that internal communication has. That was today's news report about internal communication. Tomorrow we tell you something about external communication. So turn on your TV tomorrow. Thanks for watching the Hansa News. Thank you and goodbye.